Does this graph open up or down? Oh, well, it must open down if we see a negative out front. So let's begin working up to sketching the graph of this function by finding the vertex. Well, this will be a parabola. The vertex x-coordinate can be found taking the opposite of b and dividing it by 2 times a. That's the opposite of 2 divided by 2 times -1. A -2 divided by a -2, it's 1. Well, okay, now that we know the x, we'd better plug it in and find out what is y. To do so, we will evaluate the function for an x value of 1. We'll plug a 1 in everywhere we see x. This says the opposite of 1 squared. Well, that's the opposite of 1, -1, plus 2 plus 3. That y value is 4. So our vertex is going to be a point where 1 meets 4. Good to know. Another key point would be a y-intercept. I'll find a y-intercept putting a 0 in for x. That means we will evaluate the function at 0. That's the opposite of 0 squared. 2 times 0, add 3. Well, that's just nothing. You can call it positive or negative, it's still nothing. Nothing, nothing, and 3 is 3. So our y-intercept is 3. We can write that as an ordered pair where 0 meets 3. Now we wonder, what about an x-intercept? Oh, you notice there will be two x-intercepts. To find them, we put a 0 in for y, or we set the polynomial equal to 0. I'd like to solve this thing by factoring, but you know, I have a fit if there's a negative out front. I'm not comfortable with it, so I'm going to change it. Let me multiply through by a -1. I will change all signs, but -1 times 0 is still 0. This x squared turns positive, 2x turns negative, 3 turns negative. That looks better to me. So, to factor this, I will factor x squared into x and x. I know my signs are going to be different. I need factors of 3 that subtract to make 2. I know the big one is going to be negative. That's a -3 and a +1. Now that I have it factored correctly, I'll set these factors equal to 0 to find x values of -1 and +3. Okay, there are 2 x-intercepts. There are points where -1 meets 0 and where +3 meets 0 also. Okay, so let's get to sketching this graph. We need some points. We'll plug in these values of x and see what we get for y. 1 meets 4, 2 meets 3, 3 meets 0. When x is 0, y is 3. When x is -1, y is going to be 0. Let's plot these points. We've got our vertex, another point at 2, 3, an x-intercept at 3, 0, a y-intercept at 0, 3, and an x-intercept at -1, 0. We will connect these dots. We see that parabola shape. And you might observe that there is symmetry. There is a line of symmetry going right down the middle. This is our axis of symmetry. It is a vertical line. When we write the equation of the axis of symmetry, we do express it as x equals the x-coordinate of the vertex. That's enough.